Welcome to the winter series number 9,
where we show you how to keep the faith with the right bait and the right tactics.
to catch yourself some carp this winter.
We will be fishing a whole new host of venues.
So sit back, grab yourself a cuppa, because here comes winter series number 9.
We're in.
Yeah.
This looks like a nice little place to plot up for a start.
It's a pretty good social spot, isn't it? It's like the only bit of open bank we got here, so...
Yeah, and you can see any other anglers of this is where they fished, isn't it?
Definitely.
Every other swim's just covered in leaves, and this one looks a bit more warm.
Also from this side, the swims sort of poke 2 different angles, didn't they? So at least we can fish next to each other,
but
have a good crack, but
2
still
hours
fish
of the
completely
lake.
separate parts of the lake.
Yeah, because it ain't really a massive lake, is it? We've had a little wander around, and it's sort of like you got the 2 ends and a little channel opposite sort of thing from here.
Yeah.
So we just not seen anything show there, have we? Which is a bit...
No, we did a lap, didn't we, after getting through them, what, 4 or 5 gates? I mean, a lap at this one only takes about 30 seconds, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything yet, have we? So
No, it'd be nice to just because there's quite a few like overhanging trees now. It would just kind of like be nice to see whether they're like in the trees or in the open water.
Yeah, definitely.
We've both got the same sort of opinion that they're probably going to be in the open water because you fished next door a couple of times, haven't you?
Yeah, the blue pool. We did an episode last year and did quite well on there. And if that fish is anything like this one, they could be either. They're either in open water or they're in the snags. So we should. Time will tell today, I reckon.
Well, to be fair, I mean, like, you can't. You got if Mozza can catch next door, then you'd like to think that there'd be,
Yeah, so he's been demoted from this episode.
Yeah, we've kicked him out. He's been in a few flyers recently, so we've had to kick him off the winter series for this one.
At least we've got half a chance of getting in a decent peg now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I might have half a chance now.
We can fan some rods out from here, can't we? Because from here we can literally see the whole lake. If anything shows, we just move some rods around and just get some bites. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. I mean, there's a fairly decent stock to go at, and there's 15 or so 30s in here.
Yeah, the website reckons 15 between 30 and 44.
Right.
So one of them will do. They can't be that far away from you anyway. So.
I wonder if there's any 10-pounders in here for me.
I reckon there's a few, mate. We'll soon find out.
Have a £10 common.
How are we going to pick these swims then? Flip a coin?
Yeah,
I think there's one swim that's got a bit more space in there. I think we both kind of fancy that.
Yeah.
Let me dig out a pound.
Heads or tails?
I'll let you choose. If I don't drop it, go on.
Should have said heads then on the way down.
Should have done.
I'll go with heads again.
Yeah.
2 times lucky, eh?
Tails. Right.
Tails always fails.
That's with tails for Wales.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm going to drop in that one then.
Yeah. I'll slide in here.
Let's get some gear set up and then see what we're thinking, shall we?
Yeah. And then we can, we'll leave that. We'll have a little play with that up in this hand on that reed line, and then we can look at getting a rod down there if we're.
Yeah, I reckon we do these first, don't we? And then we'll have a cup of tea once we're set up, and then we'll start looking at this one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Sweet. Come on then, let's do it.
Crack on.
John. Crack on, John. I think they're up there.
Huh?
I think they're more to the left.
Think what?
I think they're over here.
You wanted to go there?
Yeah, I did.
Got it, Bart.
Not having much success on this coin flipping business.
No, you're not. I hope he smacks you.
Whatever.
Oh, I hope he canes you. I hope you blank.
At least I'm closer to the M4 this side.
Oh, poor old Bart. He's had no luck lately, is he? He's had no luck at all.
Get out of it. Come on then, I'm getting set up.
Well, I'm not normally as unprepared for a trip as I am this trip. I was halfway through respooling my reels before I left last night, and I got disturbed by having to take the dog to the vet. So I've now got to do my other 2 rods on the bank now. So I'm just taking off my old line, and then yeah, I'm just going to chuck some new line on my spools, and then I can start finding a spot.
Update?
Yeah.
Well, it's nearly dark. Only just managed to get my bivvy up. Just in time because it's absolutely hammering down now. Another 2 weeks of rain, rain, rain. Nah, gonna plumb up now?
Plumb up?
Plumb up. What? That's what it's called. Plumbing.
I'm gonna plumb up.
Plumbing up.
Well, you brought your pole?
Yeah, I'm gonna plumb it. No, plumbing up, that's what it's called. Plumbing up.
No one uses that phrase.
No, you don't, because you're not.
Lead up, my phone's vibrating.
Lead up.
I have a lead up in the swim.
It's not, it's plumbing up.
Here, Bart.
Here.
When are you going to plumb up?
I'm going to plumb up my peg now. Would you say plumb up?
No, that's what Noddy said.
You would not plumb a swim up.
What do you say? Lead up?
Leading around, mate.
Leading around?
Yeah, that's what everyone says. No one says plumbing up. Put in the comments below, do you plumb up or do you have a lead about in your swim?
A lead about? Well,
Yeah.
You plumb up, don't you? You plumb
No,
your peg.
Bart, no one plums up. When no one says
Well, you're a
that phrase.
flipping pot noodle carp angler. You wouldn't even know how to use like anything else other than, oh, eat me. You chucked a runny rig out in the middle of the pond.
What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that, Bart.
Just whilst Mozza's digging me, just go back through the
Here we go.
Just go back through the last half a dozen winter series or DNA films,
Yeah.
and look how many different rigs Mozza's presented to you all.
Yeah, loads.
None.
Vin, haven't
One.
I presented a lot of rigs to him? You'll have to shout so the mic picks up.
Yeah, a lot of the same
Lots
rig.
No.
Ronnie with a PB on.
There you
No.
go. Thanks. Yeah. See. See.
Hang on a
Yeah.
minute. No,
helmet.
Bart.
Absolute helmet.
No, mate.
Yes,
No.
mate.
I have used
Yes,
other
mate.
rigs.
No,
You
mate.
used your PVA bag rig the other week, didn't you?
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did, yeah,
PVA
okay.
bag rig. Yeah.
I transformed your PVA bag fishing for you.
No, you didn't, Bart.
Yeah.
Joe Morgan did, and I happily admit that. Ah, now what you got to say?
I'm not digging Joe out on camera.
Why would you need to?
No comment. No, Joe's cool. We like Joe. He's all right.
Joe's a legend.
But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to plumb my peg.
Idiot.
So while we were unloading the barrows, the fish lumped out right in front of my swim. Happy days for me, get in there. So I'm just going to chuck the marker rod out there, try and work out what that fish has showed over, because the coots have also been diving on it, so there could be a little bit of old bait down there, could just be a spot that's the fish have fed on and disturbing the bottom, anything like that. So I've just flicked the lead out. It's a little bit weedy. I'm just going to investigate the area first. It's a good point to start. See if I can find a clear spot amongst the weed.
Yeah, I might as well chuck it in a field. It's like fishing in that. Shut up, Vinny.
Why are you chucking hard left? Fish your own swim.
No, I'm trying to fish straight out.
That is not straight out.
Can't even put it back. Like, I'm getting the hump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's just crap, isn't it? Right.
Right, so found my spot that I'm happy with. That same spot that was out there, I've plumbed it up on the depth with a marker float. It's exactly 8 foot, so I'm happy with that depth. So that zone out there is the one for me. It's like a big bowl area down that end, and I can just fish straight. I walked around the other swims as well, just to see where about that it wasn't too close to another bank or anything like that, and it's pretty much slap bang in the middle of that bowl. So well happy with that. So I've just got to get some rig sorted, get some hook bait sorted. I'm going to pop the float up, get some bait out, and get the spod clipped to the float. Get these rods wrapped up and just get ready to go. I've got about an hour and a half left of daylight, and I want to make sure all 3 rods are bang on the money with no issues before dark. I don't really want to be faffing around, so I'm going to get cracking now. Oh, hit the float. That's a cast, that is, boy.
Well, I've just plumbed up next door. Not leaded up, plumbed up. And, yeah, I just don't like it. I'm just not feeling it in there. And I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna have a little look in this swim, just down this end. I was gonna plumb up in here anyway and possibly put like a rod like down on this edge, and I'm just not getting a good vibe from next door. The bottom just doesn't feel like it's been fished on, and to me, even if it hasn't been fished on, like you'd like to think that, you know, it's not a big lake. If the fish were sort of like they liked holding in that area, there's gonna be the odd just something that would think, oh yeah, I could get a rig on that, and there just isn't. So to me, that is just like a red flag. I'm just like, So I've come next door to up to the right, and I've had a little flick in here. I've only had like probably 10 casts in here, and I have found a little spot. It's hard, it's clean, and I can fish on it. And to me, that is just, that's all I'm looking for somewhere to start for the minute. I think the weather's absolutely gonk, and I just want to get the rods out. We've not really got that long before it's dark, especially now we've got all this cloud and rain. And what I've done is where I've plumbed up, the actual tree line opposite that I'm aiming towards, like flicking it, there's like a little tree root that I've been flicking it to, but it's absolutely garbage for sort of focusing on a certain point. So I've got a little light out my van that I use for like a washing line method, and it's just like a little Eutropa light, and I've got Vinny round there, and yeah, I've got a bank stick with a little white cardboard box, like an old spooler line, little white box. I've pushed the bank stick through it and just put the little light on the top of the bank stick with a elastic band off of one of my spoms, and I'm going to get Vinny to walk along the margin. Get down that margin then, Vin. Through the trees.
What did he say?
How am I going to get? He thought you had to walk down the edge. So when I cast, that little white cardboard box will pick up my attention to aim it at. And obviously I've got the little green light on there as well for recasting at night. Oh, Vinny. That's lovely, that. So that's going to help me be nice and accurate. The spot's only big enough really for 2 rods. So I'm going to get 2 rods out on there. And then, you never know, I might even save a 3rd rod. Go and see if I can carve up Ollie with it off the side of him.
So, probably going to put about 10, 12 spods out. I'm going to put all 3 rods on that zone. I've found absolutely nothing in front of this swim, sorry, apart from that one spot. We've only seen one show, and that's been in that zone. Now, we got here at 11 o'clock in the morning, so most of the time you're seeing the activity, especially this time of year, first thing in the morning or just before first light. So really I kind of want to assess it in the morning, so I want to just get the 3 rods on the spot in the only area we've seen a fish today. Start there. If I start getting bites, fantastic. If I don't, I can hopefully see where the activity is in the morning, see where the fish are showing, and then fish to what I'm seeing. But for now, that's just as good a place to start as any, I think. So I'll finish getting these spods out, get some rigs on there, and then I'm set, hopefully just in time.
So I'm going to get my gear. I'm going to move the hole probably 17 yards to the new peg. Yeah, and get cracking, try and get the rods out as quickly as we can and plonk it in here. So I'm cracking on. That spot took a bit of plumbing up, but we got there in the end. And I feel like this time of year, it really is probably the most important thing. Getting somewhere that those carp are willing to feed. You know, a nice clean bottom this time of year is, to me, yeah, it just is massively important. It's something I've always done. You don't want like an area where they don't really want to visit or don't want to feed. So make sure you take your time. You want some, you know, you just want somewhere nice and clean to present your bait and your rigs. And I feel like it's that key to getting a bite this time of year. You know, which end of the lake are they going to come from? Do they like feeding in the deeper water, or do they sort of hang around a lot of these margin spots? The only problem you got with the margin spots this time of year is there's so many leaves around everywhere you walk around. Any spots that were there, they're pretty much covered over. So, you know, they're covered over in leaves. They're not a great place to fish this time of year. I think just finding that little area in the lake that you can drag back, and like where I've plumbed up, there's absolutely no leaf matter on the bottom. And I think that just could be the difference. Now we just got a case of getting our rods out and get a bit of bait out there. Then we can kick back and relax. We're supposed to be having a bit of a social. It's nice, you know, Olly's proper sound, so it's nice getting out on the bank with him. It's a shame we got to put up with Mozza, but you know, life's tough. Right, well, we are ready to cast out. Just take a quick picture of this, one for the gram. Yeah, no, I've got 3 little rigs. Little 10 millimeter PB pop-ups. And what is even better is my little light that I put on the far side is shining bright like a beacon. And it looks wicked. So yeah, be like, I'll feel the power on the dartboard in a minute. Chuck these 3 bad boys out. And yeah, get a bit of food on the go. Turn around, that's what it's all about. Whoa, doody okey dokey. SLW tonight. I have just chucked these out as well and put a couple of spods over the top, but we've run out of light now. So I'll run through exactly what bait I put out tomorrow. But I've got just a little box of goodies really. Focusing around insect meal, I think it's great this time of year. Now it's time for a bit of food and a chill out. Happy days. What are you looking at?
That day's gone quick, innit?
Oh mate, it just feels like being here like 5 minutes and now it's pitch black. I said to Mozza like a minute ago, I said, I left my house like 10 hours ago and like just got the rods out.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
It's crazy, but yeah.
Confident?
Little bit, I think, yeah, I don't know. We sort of...
Well, you've had a mare, ain't you, moving swims?
Oh, well, yeah, like trying to plumb up in there and then get in there and then, you know, I found a spot that I can fish now, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
It's just sort of, I don't know which end of the lake the fish are going to be. And
it's hard, isn't it? Because when you get here like late morning, a lot of the showing and that's already been and gone. So you're turning up when they're least active.
Yeah, so like the morning will tell us a bit more, but we've seen 2 at your end, haven't we? So
2? You didn't tell me about the other one.
What? 2?
I've seen 1.
1, 2, that's all the same. Probably the same fish, I'll let you off.
Is that why you're going in there tomorrow?
1, 2, miss a few, 99 at 100.
That's it, yeah. So, well, it is what it is, isn't it? We've seen 1 in the vicinity. See what happens tonight and get a bit of grub on, I think. That's what I'm more excited
it's getting
about.
cold as well, isn't it? Now?
Yeah,
it's
proper
gone wet,
fresh.
and now it's like starting to freeze up. But yeah, bit of food.
2 right.
Go and grab some food.
What are you
Try and
cooking
warm
me?
up. Nothing.
Why?
Because it's you.
You can have 2 dry Weetabix and that's it.
Yeah.
You got Weetabix?
And 5 Jacobs
Probably
crackers
somewhere.
with no drink.
Sweet Mark, get your food out.
Yeah, boy.
Get the fire on.
So yeah,
Let's
come on.
eat.
Let's get warmed up and get a bit of grub.
2 right.
Come on the carps.
Chef Bart.
Chef Bart.
Well, that certainly didn't take long. We've only just started getting dinner going. And it is the right hand. I just had to check. The right hand has just busted off. So it's a very welcome sight. Fishing fairly locked up, so he hasn't gone too far and he's coming in quite nicely. Being blinded by 2 lights as well, which is fantastic. Cheers, guys. See if we can pump this one back and get the first one of this episode on the bank. Let's try and get under them then, don't I? Get through there, there we go. I'm in the tray! Help me, Ollie! See something moving at the back of that wee bed. Yeah, I can see a carp amongst that. I've just got to try and bundle him in the net. Sorry mate, this is very graceful. There's his floppy tail, let's flop him in there. There we go. Happy days. Number 1 on the bank, first evening.
Don't go anywhere.
Well, that is a very, very welcome start for this episode of the Winter Series. £28. That will do very, very nicely. And into the first evening as well. So I haven't even had to wait that long for this bite. A couple of snaps, get it back and enjoy the rest of the evening. Fantastic.
Ben, you alright taking photos? What?
What?
What was that?
Send it my way, Ollie.
Yeah, right. Just tell.
I did it, yeah! Morning.
Morning, my lover.
You alright?
Yeah. Good night's kip.
Yeah, same here.
I was expecting to have, well, especially for you, I thought after you had that first one, I thought maybe, you know, there's a few in the area and...
But we've not seen anything this morning, have we?
No.
It's been really, really quiet.
It does look very bleak. I don't know whether those couple of frosts that we had just before we arrived, whether that's just just turning on its head a little bit. And I see like, but there's it's lifeless. Like we were.
It's just funny that there's been no activity whatsoever, no bubblers, nothing. Normally you would have seen something to say that the fish are doing something, but
yeah. So that's where we are. We'd have to keep our eyes peeled today, and don't know. We'll have a look at there. I might try and find a little spot up, maybe up in the corner up this end.
Might be worth it. The only activity we have seen and the only fish that's been caught is this end, isn't it? So it's might be worth a move. Time for a bit of brekkie, I reckon.
That is a good shout.
Your turn. Well, you'll have to make the brews because I didn't bring any water.
I'll make the brews.
That's it. I'll chuck the
And
bacon
then-
on.
I don't mind. I got plenty of food. Come on. Let's go and get a bit of grub.
Right, so we've had a bit of breakfast. I'm stuffed, and now it's time to do something about this spot because nothing's happened for Bart, nothing's happened for me this morning. Obviously, I had that fish last night, which was a wicked start, but then I've not really had anything since then. I did top the spot up just as I went to bed, sort of around midnight last night, just with only 3 or 4 spoms, thinking that that might induce a bite. I did have a couple of tench after that fish, and I've had nothing, not even a liner. And I feel like something should have happened this morning. So I'm going to wind all 3 rods in, which I just have, check my rigs, just freshen up the rigs, freshen up the hook baits, freshen up the spot, just knock up a fresh batch of bait, get that out there and just kind of set everything ready for when darkness comes. We've still got a few hours left of daylight, but I want to get everything done in plenty of time. Bart's going to get his spot sorted next to me. He's going to move down this side because he's adamant that fish aren't in that area. So yeah, just get myself set, get myself ready to go, and just sort of start from scratch again, get fishing again.
Right, well, basically I've had a right guts full of being out there. I've come down to this end, up to Olly's left. I can't fish near where he's fishing because that's right round to the right over there, but it's not looking good up there. I've literally not seen a fish fart. I've not seen, I'm just not feeling it. I think seeing that one fish and that one fish that Olly's caught as well, that's just all I've got to go on, and I just think maybe they're down this end of the lake and there's an area up to Olly's left that's not being fished. I'm pretty much going to bite the bullet and move down here. I think where I was fishing and how I was fishing up there, if they were there, I think I'd have had one, no different to how Olly was. He baited up and he caught one straight away, and maybe they've just backed off into this corner. Let's find something to fish over first of all.
That's it, and this clip, there you go, peel it down.
The thing is he was listening to what you were saying.
God. What I got to put up with, eh?
Tell him what it is, Al.
Do you want to have a go, boss?
Don't pull it too hard.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
At least we have a laugh at your expense, Bart.
It's all I'm good for at the minute.
No, I wouldn't do that. That wasn't clean there. Yeah,
That's got to be the spot, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Now, if Olly
Yeah,
says it's a
now,
good
mate.
spot, you might actually catch.
If Ollie agrees.
That's a bite there, lad.
Was it on?
Straight on me shavy, that's a bite there.
We love it. That's a Gert Lasher.
Ooh.
Look at his little face. Now Ollie's found you a spot.
I wonder where I've been going wrong all these years.
So now is probably as good a time as any to run through the bait mix that I've been using on this trip. And it's actually exactly the same mix that I was using on a previous Winter Series episode. It's actually a mix that I pretty much use all year round. And I just do one or two little things just to change it up in the winter months. So in this bucket here, I start everything off with generous helping a crayfish mini mix and maxi mix. And then what I do to that is I get a little dousing of the Calanus Hydro. Get that in there, just mix everything up so you've got like a nice glaze over the top of it, and then a really good helping of that insect meal just to give it a dusting and kind of just create like a crust over those pellets. And then in a separate bucket I do exactly the same to 15mm bug boilies. Again, Calanus Hydro, let all those soak around. I'll probably leave the liquid overnight on the boilies, and then in the morning I put another tiny little bit of liquid over the top, another generous helping of insect meal, and I'm shaking the bag around or the bucket so they've got a nice crust over to almost like an active hook bait. That then all goes into the bait, into the bucket with the pellet. But what I do with the boilies, I don't really fish them whole. I sort of get each one and just break them in my fingers. So you've got loads of different bits, halves, quarters, wholes, like a bit of everything in there, just so you've got bits and pieces. And then that's the main bulk of the mix. So that is what I would use all year round. When you're putting the liquid in there, it's not so you're really softening and breaking down the pellet. You're basically just adding another element to it. So it's still got the same amount of breakdown time in it. That's sort of the mix of how it would normally look. This is what I've been using all year round everywhere. The only thing extra that I do in the winter months is I just get a little helping of maggot in there. Red and white maggots is normally what I'd use. And I just put a few handfuls in that. Again, I'm only mixing small batches this trip because I'm not using tons of bait. And I'll just get a couple of handfuls in there like so. Again, you don't need tons of maggots with this because you've got the other bait as well. Just want that little natural element in there. Give that a little slosh about, and then you just got that little something extra in there that the fish can home in on. And then on my hook baits, I'll then just tip those hook baits with a bit of maggot as well. So onto the rigs coupled up with that. Well, I don't want to sound like a broken record, and it's probably a term you hear a lot of anglers saying these days, but when you've got confidence in a rig and it's caught you so many fish time and time again, why on earth are you going to change it when you're coming to these different venues? So this is the rig that I have used time and time again for probably the last couple of years now. It's a combi rig, a little bit of fluorocarbon there, tied with an all-bright knot underneath that bit of putty, and some very supple braid there. Little kicker, shrink tube, anything like that, and a size 4 wide gape. Bottom of there I've got a little bit of silicone tube in there to trap the hair, and then on the bottom of that I tie a rig ring. And the reason why I do that is because if I'm using different hook baits and I want to chop and change things around, I don't have to worry about whether I've tied my hair too long or too short. Every time I know it's got exactly the same amount of separation between the hook and the start of the hook bait. And on this occasion, I'm using the same hook bait that I've pretty much used time and time again. That is a bug hard hooker and then half of a bug half tone pop-up, snowman style topper, however way you want to look at it. I've used that again all year round. It's caught me all of my big and zero up to over 50 pounds this year. And then all I'm doing again on this occasion is I'm just tipping them off with some maggots. Now, normally I just use a bit of bait floss and just tie it on there, but on this occasion, because I'm tying on the maggots, it makes it a lot easier for me if I use a bit of zig line. I can just thread that through, tie that on the end, and then I've got a couple of big tag ends for the zig line. I can use my little maggot needle, thread a couple of rubber ones on there just to ease the knot down so I don't pull through the maggots. Tie it off to the top, and the maggots act as your boilie stop, if you were. So very, very simple. Again, just one change for it's the same mix, the same everything that I've used all year, spring, summer, autumn, all the way through the year, and I'm just making that one tiny little change just to bring something else into it into the winter. There really is no need to worry yourselves into chopping and changing this, trying to find a new wonder rig, anything like that. Just keep everything the same as what you've been using all year round. Maybe just add a bit of maggot into it, a little bit of worm, anything like that, and then this can just keep the bites coming through the colder months.
Surrounded by people I don't like,
Why? It's not that bad.
apart from Vinny and Ollie. You.
I'm using in my grocery, mate.
You wait till I swap your spools later. I'm going to get my mix ready for my fishing, and I have got a really confident mix that I use for all my cool water fishing, and it is stemmed around bug boilies, and I've got those in 12 mils. And I've just pre-soaked those. You can smash them up really easy with your hand once you've soaked them, like you can see there. But because I'm just fishing for a bite, I'm not really looking to create a baited area as such where I'm going to hold a load of fish in my peg feeding. I'm looking to just catch a carp at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to push that through a riddle, and all that does is you can smash them up with your hand absolutely fine. You know, you can get like buckets that you crush them with and all that, but the only reason why I like to put them through this riddle is that it just ensures that every single boilie that I want crushed is crushed. But this is a 6mm riddle, so you get like up to 6mm pieces of boilie. So that's that, and you can see there that that goes like a lovely crumbly mix. In that, I'm just going to tank a little bit of extra insect meal, and then bod syrup. Oh, it's coming out already. Just a little bit in there, because obviously you don't want to put that insect meal in dry. You want to make it nice and damp to carry down. That's just a little bit of water. So obviously it is a dry powder. You can see now that is almost like ground bait. So when that goes down, you can do what you want with that. You can put it in loose in the spod. If you were fishing a nice deep lake, you could squeeze that into a little ball, and that'll go down to the bottom and break up. And then I've got a little bit of mini crayfish mix, not too much, and a few maggots, attraction but not too much feed, hook bait with a couple of maggots on the top. Like I say, I'm only looking for a bite, so that in there, you can see I've only literally put a few handfuls of bait in there, but that is more than enough to create an area to catch some carp. And the beauty about this insect meal, whether you're fishing alongside maggots or especially what's becoming more popular, fishing with worms, that will actually soak in all the juices and get it down to the bottom as well as long with any other liquids you want to put in there. And that is a perfect little mix for catching your water when the water's nice and cold. So I'm going to get that out and get my rods out over the top.
Yeah, I like to try and eat things that are wholesome and that are going to fill me up as much as possible. I would like to say I stay healthy, but I definitely don't. Things like steak, burgers, things like that, something that's nice and hot, something that's just going to fill me up, something easy. I'm not a cook. I don't want to spend hours by a grill, anything like that. Just something I can just chuck on a barbecue, cook it for 10-15 minutes and scoff it down. Job done for me. If you've eaten a decent bit of food while you're fishing, you go back still feeling refreshed. You're not waking up all like clogged up and bunged up in the mornings. And
there's something about being outside and like cooking your food like on an open fire. Like I see loads of the lads that live abroad, and their cooking is so basic. They just got like an open fire, a couple of pans, you just get it in there, or they're cooking their meat on just straight on a little griddle like that, and it just looks amazing all the time. And I've put it more and more into like my fishing, and you look at like when we were at Raysbury the other day, having that open fire, we'd done breakfast on it, tea, everything. It was just, and yeah, the everything, especially with like meat and stuff, it brings all the flavour out in the food. Yeah, but it's just nice. It's like you can stay warm by the fire, nice and dry your boots off next to the fire, whatever.
I've melted mine. I've got a bit too close to it. But.
Yeah, but that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, Olly's teaching me how to fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Can someone get my waders?
Let me hold the rod while you put your waders on.
Yeah, you hold the rod.
Yeah, I'll get them in. Right, boys, I'm in.
Go on, then, boy!
Quit. Oh, that's what it feels like. Oh. Hurry up, Ols, it's in the tree. Here it comes.
Never fear.
Look, there he is, there, look, under the tree.
Dear.
Quick.
Just walk out and net him. Team effort.
You could net him. Yeah, he's literally. You have to put your rod over the branch, and then it'll come.
He's in the net. Mate, he's an alright one.
Is he?
Just bite the line, Ols. Ols, bite the line. You got to rewrap anyway, so just bite the line there, and it'll just come off the tree, won't it? All these tips I'm giving you. Said all these tips I'm giving you.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Well, how about that for a bit of winter success? Not only have we had an absolute barrel of laughs on this trip, and an upper 20, I would have been more than happy with that. And we're just chilling out by that little fire. Left hand rod's gone. And I've had one over 35 pound. This is a proper good one for this lake. Absolutely buzzing with this. Mega. What do you think there, Bart?
Here, my lover. Just filming how good you are.
Boy.
Let me get in here. This is the only fish I'll be seeing this trip by the looks of it.
You'll be having one. You're to the left of me now, aren't you? So this is the left-hand rod, certainly not far from your spot.
Yeah, what a cracker though.
Yeah, mate.
That's a bit of cheese for here as well, isn't it? That?
Yeah, it's a proper good one. Yeah. I don't know how many 30s are in this lake, but to be rewarded with one of these on the first time coming here, and for the cameras as well.
It's freezing cold, proper winter carp, that one.
Frost everywhere, just the way we like it in the winter series. Off you go. That'll do, donkey!
How do you feel about that, Bart?
Fine, why? To me.
Well, good morning, Bart.
Morning.
See the scales on that one? That's a common carp, that.
Ah, yeah, I know. I haven't actually seen one myself, so this is the other one that you caught. Thanks for letting me hold your little one.
Nice early morning brace for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice way to end the trip, innit?
Nice bit of fishing.
For me, anyway. But
well, you said turn up in good spirit.
Exactly. You cooked some lovely food for us. You brought a fire. You kept me warm. You kept me fed.
Yeah. But no, it's
we've had a barrel of laughs anyway, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been
a great trip. 4 fish between us. And I think that rounds off the trip very, very nicely.
Yeah, time to get on the road.
Too right.
Lovely, good times.